just drove through the some of the tornado damage down here in Talbotton. It's the week before opening day of turkey season. And last Sunday we had a tornado come through. We're heading over to check out the property, make sure I got a roof on my cabin over there. So looks like it hit the north section of Talbotton just outside of City Hall. This is how that's how close it came to City Hall. And it took out some nice historical buildings. Wow. All right, we're gonna head on over and check out and see if we still have a roof. Hopefully we do. Lots of volunteers handing out stuff over here on the sidewalk, so I can stick it up out of the car. But based on the weather radar, I think it may have gone just a little bit above my property and below my house. It may be both my properties were the goalposts, and the tornado went right in between them. 3 points for the tornado, and lots of luck and Godspeed to me, because we got, based on that devastation, we got lucky. So, all right, we're gonna head over and check it out. Our road's becoming the ditch. Oh, there's a pretty sight. All right, we got a roof still. All right, when we saw the news footage, it looked like it had come down more south of town around 208, which, not that you're happy about any place getting hit or anything, but it looked like the tornado went on the north side, not the south side of Talbotton, which means I think it as it was heading east and a little bit north, I do think it may have bypassed us, so I won't be sleeping in a hammock next weekend. I still have my cabin. All right, that's good news. All right, it's the second day of the 2019 turkey season here in Georgia, and I had a co-ed wedding shower to go to yesterday for my daughter, so I didn't get to make it down here to MoonShadow Lodge. But actually, the co-ed shower was a lot of fun, more fun than I thought there would be. I had cornhole, a keg of beer, the margarita machine, taco bar. It was actually a lot of fun. But so missed out on opening day of the season, and I was tired when I got home last night, so I went ahead and slept at the house and got up this morning and drove down to MoonShadow Lodge. So let me get all my stuff out of the car. I just kind of threw it in there, some last night and some first thing this morning. So let me get organized here, and got about another 20-30 minutes before it gets daylight. So let me get everything prepared, and we'll go make today opening day at MoonShadow Lodge. Sounds like the Gobbler stopped. He must be off the roof now. that was worth getting up at the crack of dawn and coming down here for. He was putting on a show out there. I heard him over on the East Creek that way. I thought he was going towards some fields on some other property over there. And sometimes they go that way and sometimes they come this way. And I guess today's the day he came this way. And I happened to look over the ridge and I saw all these wings flapping and all. And then I saw him get up off another hen. I think he just bred a hen right over the edge. But there's a hill over there and I couldn't see over that hill. But then I saw his tail fin, and so I figured that he was going to slip in here with these hens messing around. A couple times there looked like he was in a good position for a shot, but he was covered up with, so I didn't want to take one of them out. They cleared away from him, and got a little twisted around here in the ground blind to make the shot, but I didn't want him to get back in the middle of that flock and take a risk of taking a hen out with him. That wouldn't be good. So, but anyway, second day of the Georgia deer season has paid off. It's the unofficial opening day for MoonShadow Lodge, though. All right. I can go home and work on other projects now. Well, my game plan had been to come down here Friday night, wait till it got dark and make sure they were on the roost over here on the creek, and then pull my trail cams to get an idea of, what time they were coming through and which side of the property I should sit on. Well, I didn't get this thing I was making for my daughter done in time, so I had to hunt at the house open in the morning. And I put a bird down there, but it was getting late, and I goofed that up. But so I brought my computer in the back of my turkey vest. I was checking the trail cams. He likes coming in here in the afternoon. This one was at 5:15. I don't guess I need to check the trail cams anymore. And so I was sitting here checking the trail cams, and it sounded like he'd gone away from me. And I look up, and here comes some hens, and I see him kind of mounting a hen a little bit over the rise there. And so I put the computer down and said, well, I'm just glad I didn't have to wait until 5:15. That'd been a long sit. And but anyway, he popped up over the rise, and I got him here this morning. It's like 8:30 right now, so glad I didn't have to pull an all-day vigil. Maybe I have time to go home. My wife will make a cup of coffee save me one at least by the time I get this bird out of here and get him back home. Gotta love living in the country. Alright, well, I'll put the computer down and I'll go get the real thing now. I think that was him. Wow. Man, that's some nice hooks right there. Alright, this is my first bird for 2019. And he has some short enough spurs on this guy. I normally only take one a year down here at MoonShadow Lodge, and I let the other ones go, and kind of like deer hunting. And so I'm sure I've probably seen him as a 2-year-old bird or whatever, but man, he's got a nice beard, good thick rope on him, and wow, here's an old shotgun shell. Looks like an old heavy shot, 3-inch Magnum. My dad shot the first turkey on the property right here, probably 10 feet to my left. I wonder if that's his old shell. Huh. That's kind of cool. But anyway, this is a nice bird. Very glad to have him. It's the second day of the season, and I've already told you about my escapades yesterday. So you know, sometimes patience kills turkeys, and you just gotta stick with it. So I'm gonna go get this guy cleaned up. Very happy with him, and hopefully Scott and Jesse can pull something off on that other bird, and we'll celebrate tonight. Anyway, I'm celebrating with this guy. All right, let's go get him cleaned up, take him back to the house, and show my wife what I got up at the crack of dawn for. All right, I kind of mentioned my strategy a minute ago, and I don't know if you can see through there, but that's that hardwood ridge where the sun comes up. It's very steep. It may drop a good 50 feet in elevation in 20 or 30 yards. If you've seen any of my deer hunting videos, you know, for some reason, you know, my deer always seem to run over there and fall at the bottom of that hill. But the turkeys like to fly off the edge of the hill and just fly straight. They don't have to gain any elevation, and they can be way up in a tree and away from all the coyotes and things like that. And then they, when I've been kind of grooming this over the years, they'll come up through these pines, and right over here, turkeys were kind of hit or miss over here, but I've been able to put this food plot in and work on it, and they'll come out here and strut. After the rain, they like to just stand out there in the sun, and as you can see around the edges, see all those briars and stuff I left you know, briars around this side. There's an opening down there, and then this opening here on this logging road, and so that almost funnels the turkeys. It forces them to come where they roost on the East Creek over here. They come up through these pines, they circle around, and they come out into this that's got clover and all kinds of stuff out there, and they bugs and grasshoppers, and so they really like to feed out there. And so what I do is I set my ground blind up right there, so that when they come out of the pines and come down to this log road and circle around to get into that field, that's where I'm sitting waiting on them. And this morning I got them coming up around through those pines. I mean, I couldn't have drawn it up on paper any better. So it turned out just like I'd planned it. So that's kind of cool. Doesn't always go that way. Sometimes turkeys will confound you. But anyway, very glad that all the tornadoes and stuff we had a couple of weeks ago didn't really affect us. We got very lucky with that, and dodged a bullet there. Could have been a lot worse. Some of the camps around here got hit. A lot of mature trees got damaged. The town of Talbotton got hit, and for me to be out here hunting just a couple miles from that devastation a few weeks later is very awe-inspiring. It's very lucky, and thank the Lord that nobody lost their lives here in Georgia on that. So turns out from what was looking kind of bleak and rough a couple of weeks ago, if you stick with it, it pays off and turned out pretty good. So, but that's turkey hunting for you. There are highs and there are lows. You just gotta roll with the flow. And today, I'm gonna roll on with a high. All right. I'll see all you turkeys on the next video.